So today I'm talking about a Hyundai with the P0138 code, what it is and how you go about fixing it. So what is a Hyundai P0138 code? Well, it's an O2 sensor circuit high voltage bank 1 sensor 2. And what does this mean? Well, the onboard computer uses sensors located on the exhaust to know how much oxygen's been burnt off during combustion. And it's seen a problem with one of these, so it's going to have to be troubleshooted to know why. And bank 1 is always the side of the engine with the number 1 cylinder. So if you have a 4-cylinder, it wouldn't matter. But if you have a V6, you want to find the number 1 cylinder, and that'd be the side that's having the problem. And sensor 2 would be the second sensor going down on the exhaust on that side. And some possible causes of this, well, it could be a bad oxygen sensor, it could be in the wiring, like an open or short, and possibly a blown fuse. And so the first thing to do when you get this code is to go locate bank 1 sensor 2 oxygen sensor. And there can be some differences on this. It's always a good idea to go get a diagram of your particular Hyundai and engine type and the year it was built to know for sure what's going on. For example, this is a 2003 Santa Fe, and as you can see, bank 1 sensor 2 would be right here. And so the first thing to do would be go find this sensor. And the next thing to do after you find the sensor is to check out the wiring. Be sure there's no cuts, opens, or anything like this. And basically, just keep in mind that anything wrong with the wiring, a bad connection, or an open or a short, is going to cause the same symptoms as a bad sensor. So just check that out. Be sure that all looks good. Also keep in mind this is going to be on a fuse. There'll be a fuse box inside of the engine compartment when you pop the hood open, and inside there'll be a fuse for these sensors. Hyundai usually labels them sensor 1, but be sure to double check. As you can see right here, oxygen sensor up, oxygen sensor down. And so if that fuse blew, then that would cause an issue. So that's something to keep in mind. And so if you've gone through and you check that all out, the wiring looks good, there's no blown fuses or anything like that, then very likely that sensor has just failed and just needs to be replaced. You can't test it if you want to. There's some good YouTube videos on how you go about testing it. One thing to keep in mind when you go to replace these is that sometimes they require a special tool, not all the time, especially on the sensor 2, is usually out in the open, but sometimes they can be recessed into the exhaust where you need that special tool to get it back in and to get around that wire and everything. So it's always a good idea to go and look at it and be sure that you can get it off with the tools that you have, because sometimes you do need that special tool to get around that wire and to get it back in. And so that's basically it. I just wanted to give a real quick brief overview of how you go about fixing a Hyundai with the P0138 code. If you have anything to add, please comment down below. If you have any questions, ask me and I'll try to answer them. If this video helps you, please click like, please click subscribe, and have a good day.